Hey guys, I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. So I found this article called Sex and COVID, What Are the Rules in Lockdown, published on the 6th of January by the BBC, which are a very, very reliable source, as we all know. So anyway, the new lockdown rules in the 4 nations of the UK mean new guidance on having sex. Yeah! The rules say that you must not meet socially indoors with anyone unless you live with them or they're part of your support bubble. A support bubble is when a single adult household joins another household. They can still visit each other and stay overnight, which kind of defeats the purpose of the lockdown, really, along with many of the other things in the lockdown, like public shopping, in which we can easily spread the virus to each other, because, as all of us know, we need to sanitize our hands and look after ourselves, and we can carry the virus on our clothes and just about everything else, which means that the virus will go over everything in the shops, and this is everything that we've been taught up to this point. Anyway, so unless you live with your partner or they're in your chosen bubble, meeting up for sex is off the cards. Well, it's always off the cards for me because I'm incredibly ugly, so that's all good. While lockdown restrictions are different depending on where in the UK you are, the rules of going round to someone else's houses are pretty much all the same. In England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, you can't go to someone else's household unless it's to work or they're part of your bubble. So we're getting on to the funny part now. So your best sexual partner is yourself. Well, I've known that for a long time. The only person who can truly satisfy you is definitely you, and I completely agree with that. At least that is my life's experience. Anyone's welcome to test that theory. Anyway, the Terence Higgins Trust published advice in August suggesting people avoid kissing, wear a face covering and choose positions that aren't face-to-face during sex. I don't really know how that would work. Are you going to put a wall in between everyone else? That still doesn't make any sense because you're still touching each other with your hands, and unless you slather your entire clammy body with hand sanitizer, that's not going to make a blind bit of difference. So it's like the face mask is going to make very little difference in this case because we're still dealing with the exchange of bodily fluids. That's kind of what sexualism is all about. Anyway, it reads, your best sexual partner during Covid-19 pandemic yourself as or someone within your household, and you should follow the government guidelines about social distancing, hand washing and face coverings. However, it's unrealistic to ask everyone to abstain from sex indefinitely, the Trust says. Well, not really. If it's going to save people's lives, then it's not unrealistic to say. If you want to put sex above your own life, and it's that big a deal, then yes, it is not unrealistic to say to people, maybe it's a good idea to abstain from sex indefinitely until this is all sorted. That's not unreasonable at all. It's a matter of whether or not people are prepared to prioritize it. Anyway, this is always interesting. Masturbation, sex toys, or having phone or online sex are recommended as the safest options. If you are having sex with people outside your household, it's important to limit the number of partners, it adds. You should usually limit the number of partners as it helps prevent other illnesses and other problems occurring within your life, such as your partners finding out you're having sex with other partners, which is usually a bad thing. Like with all parts of life at the moment, be aware of any COVID-19 symptoms you or your partner may have, which is just about everything from a runny nose to a little tickly cough. That is a COVID-19 system, so with my little sniffing here, I probably got COVID-19 and I may end up not surviving it. I've already had COVID-19, it's not a pleasant thing, and it was diagnosed. It's been wonderful. I've got antibodies, it's marvellous. Don't recommend getting it, by the way, but yeah. What can you do? Like with all parts of life at the moment, be aware of any COVID-19 symptoms you or your partner might have and isolate if you have them. If you're meeting someone new, the charity says that says to ask if they or anyone in their household have had symptoms or tested positive. Well, as everything practically is a symptom, then you might as well take it on face value that everyone's probably got it. Does the virus spread through sex? The virus can spread through saliva, mucus, or the breath of those who have it, along with contact with hard surfaces. Well, that's different to the information we've got because you can carry the virus on your clothes. Virus can remain on metal railings. They were talking about virus remaining on plastics and just about everything. So those chocolate wrappers you touched in the store, or that they were possibly carrying the virus as well. So yeah, why not just mention the virus passes through touch as well, which is one of the main things which has been pushed by this narrative. If you're going to touch each other's genitals, it's likely that you would potentially be kissing at the same time. Really? Are you sure? Isn't that dangerous? And we know the virus is passed through saliva. Dr. Alex George told her, oh my God, it's an Alex. Oh God, Radio 1 Newsbeat back in March. Now, it's just like, we know the virus has passed through any number of different things. So, are you going to wear PPE and gloves through things? Am I going to have to put the gloves on through sex after I've slathered my entire body with sanitizer? So we need to be very, very careful here. So, make sure you're wearing your PPE when you're having sex, because you want to not pass it. This is so ludicrous, honestly. Dr. Alex is an A&E doctor and former Love Island contestant. Wow! And says any possibility of transfer of coronavirus from your mouth to your hands to your genitals to someone else's nose or mouth increases the risk of passing on coronavirus. This is apparently one of the fastest spreading, most deadliest diseases and illnesses of all time, as has been chalked up by the mainstream media. And any voice that dissents and goes against it has been radically shut down. So we can at least we know we have a fully professional Love Island contestant to let us know who is probably a doctor. But other doctors who've also done their research have been shut down and removed from the internet, which is always wonderful. But anyway, coronavirus. What you need to do: wash your hands, use a tissue for coughs, avoid touching your face, avoid touching other people's faces. So don't touch anyone's face during sex as well. That's why the Terence Higgins Trust recommends not kissing, wearing a face mask during sex, and favouring positions where you're not face to face. It adds the virus. This is so ridiculous. I believe that means doggy style, so everyone's favourite, the missionary position, is not going to be used here. It adds the virus. I mean, doggy style is great because you can literally pretend your partner's whoever you want, and it's also good because you can hold on when you say the name. You say the name wrong. My God, you can hear the drilling from my next door neighbours, which stops me from sleeping. It's wonderful. Anyway, it adds that the virus has been found in semen and poo, which is why you should use condoms and dams for oral sex to minimize risk. Are we talking beavers here? Because we all know that the beaver is part of sex. So does that mean we need a beaver to build the dam? Who knows? Anyway, as given, we're supposed to be doing it after most things. Washing your hands for more than 20 seconds or using a hand sanitizer before and after sex is recommended. How much hand sanitizer are you going to slather over your clammy naked body as you writhe over your partner? It's just such a ridiculous idea. I mean, it's like if you're going to take coronavirus seriously, which you should, if it is a serious thing, but if you're going to take it seriously, you shouldn't be having sex. It's just not. It's not something you should be doing. That's my excuse as to why I've not had sex in the past couple of years. Anyway, yes, where are we? You might also like coronavirus and sex. I don't like coronavirus and sex. Oh, it means that I might like to read it. They should probably put that in. The Great Housemate Sex Dilemma. I don't have any great housemates. I certainly wouldn't want to have sex with because my housemates are my mum and brother. Making relationships work during coronavirus. Oh God, this is just poison. All of this is not to say you should forget about your sexual health in general. Maybe you should if you actually care that much and if that is that big a deal to you. The charity says it's important to get tested for sexually transmitted infections before starting to have sex again. Yeah, well, that's actually important. That it is actually important to get tested for sexually transmitted infections. I agree with that. Lockdown has meant most people have had fewer sexual partners, if any at all, and now is the perfect time to be sure that you don't have an STI and to know what your HIV status is, it says. Fair enough. I think that's a valid thing when it comes to sex. I think that's important. That's not really got anything to do with the coronavirus, though. Anyway, I think we're at the end of the article. It's been dismally disappointing, but it's been a bit of fun to read, so I've enjoyed sharing this with you today. Have a fantastic day, take care, and stay safe out there. Bye-bye.